Am I wrong? Look me in the eye. Am I wrong for feeling excited, for feeling pleasure, for feeling some sort of joy out of this? Am I wrong? Like, really? Like, am I wrong? Hey, thank you for watching Power to the Pod, where we're committed to an intellectual integrity and a moral honesty. I'm your host, Superior, and once again, thank you for watching. Now, in this video, I am here. Hopefully, you watching this video is the first time that you hear about this news, but hopefully, I can make a tear drop from your eye. Hopefully, watching this video will brighten your day. I know when I heard this news, I actually smiled. I was just chilling. I just got done from working out. I'm sore. I'm hurting. I'm sweating. I'm tired. Okay. And I throw on the YouTube on the computer, and I seen this, and I watched it, and I smiled. I actually thought about working out some more. Like, it just rejuvenated my soul a whole bunch after I heard this. It is music to my ears, and I know I'm a God-fearing guy. I shouldn't be happy when people are being disrespected in any way, but it just brings a little joy to my heart when I see people, individuals who are known professional opportunists, get a dose of their own rhetoric, of their own evilness that they spew. Yes, I'm talking about Candace Owens, who is known to say the words, "There is no such thing as racism today." She's like, I don't see it. I don't see the racism, so it doesn't exist. The only problem is you're not applying yourself. People are not out to get you. People are not have evil intentions and try to discriminate against you to for you to benefit on X, Y, and Z. No, that's a thing in the past. That doesn't happen here. And yet, I'm proud to tell you. Okay, I'm about to shed a tear. I'm proud to tell you that it happened to Candace Owens. Oh, yes. And when I say it happened, she went on Twitter crying wolf, like, "Oh, no, look at me, the racism." And what sort of pity party is she looking for? And it just gets more beautiful. So let's go ahead, watch this video, and let's have this conversation.
All of a sudden, she believes in racism as it relates to discrimination against her white husband. Let's put it up full mass. Okay, let me give you the background. This is insanity. Candace Owens expressed her outrage to Vanity Fair for David Neto, an interior designer who prefers to stray far away from the antics of her and her husband. This is them at the White House. This was organized by Turning Point USA. You see the front man there as well, Charlie Kirk. During the interview, Owens told writer Emily Fox her husband, George Farmer, an Englishman and CEO of the free speech right-wing social networking website Parler, asked popular interior designer David Neto to work on their home. The couple had seen how he decorated a friend's home in Nashville, and he hoped to be a client. With this hope, Farmer reached out to Neto via his website. Now, let me first say this. Put the picture up again. All right. Once again, these are just Republicans coming from common stock. A lot of common stock Republicans out here. Okay. David Neto is a widely renowned interior designer with an amazing career, and he's expensive. Neto has made a name for himself, from dropping out of Harvard to owning his own studio, writing a book, and working for the New York Times Style magazine. And he's expensive. Vanity Fair released info on the interaction between Farmer and Neto. All right, here it is. It doesn't always go so well. Earlier this year, Owens' husband reached out to the interior designer, David Neto, after the couple saw his work on their friends' homes in Nashville. Farmer filled out the contact form on the website. My husband wrote the most polite email because he's always polite, she said. He's very English.
He's very English. I have no idea what that means.
We didn't know if we could afford a design or anything. Neto responded, "Dear George, thank you for your inquiry. I'd rather get beat in the ass with a wooden plank than ever go near either of you. Kind regards, David." I must say, smashing courtesy from Mr. Neto as well. I mean, these are two very courteous individuals, Candace. I don't know what the complaint is.
I don't either.
I mean,
what?
Let's go back to it. Maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
He said, kind regards, comma,
with the
David.
comma.
In the beginning, he says, "Dear George, thank you for your inquiry." If I'm missing something, somebody got to tell me, because it started courteous, it ended courteous. There's more. Candace tried to put race. I got to laugh, not to cry. Candace put race in this. The woman who says racism doesn't exist.
Which is crazy.
Okay? Her husband, her very English husband, gets a rejection via email from a white man. All of a sudden, racism alive and well in the United States of America. You can't make this up. She says, and I quote, "If a white conservative male had written that email to an outspoken black liberal, he would have lost everything. They would have just said it was like Jim Crow."
Okay, now before Mr. Ritchie, Dr. Ritchie says the same thing, I'm going to say, Candace, it has, but one of the more common scenarios is that the business person wouldn't lose everything. He would just deny them and keep it pushing. What is? But I don't know. Candace, come on.
Well, here's the thing, Candace. We do have emails like that from racist white people toward black folk who have done nothing to offend them.
Mm-hmm.
However, in this scenario, the reason why Mr. Neto wants absolutely nothing to do
this is the beautiful
with you or
part.
your husband has to do with your support of terrorists, not skin color. The irony of this whole thing. So the artist contested Owens' defamatory remarks, claiming it has nothing to do with race or Jim Crow. He said, and I quote, it's a terrorism, a morality thing, before explaining, after January 6th, the joke's over. People like this should expect to be recognized as complicit with something very dangerous. And I don't mean Kanye. And expect to be told off in polite society, Neto said, adding, without Parler, the Proud Boys couldn't talk to each other, so that's enough for me. Candace tried once more to defend herself by responding on Twitter, but was quickly shut down by user John Paul. Let's put it up. People that claim to be fighting hatred are always the most hateful, bigoted people.
Oh.
Wow, Candace, so you're now saying racism and bigotry actually exist in America.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, there may be hope for you here.
Nah.
But it seems as if it only applies when the attack or the conflict has to do with your husband.
Yep.
A white male who happens to be, as you say, very English. So the response was, girl, bye. John Paul said, girl, bye. You know why people hate you. And as you can see, how many hearts he received as opposed to her.
So she says, people that claim to be fighting hatred are always the most hateful, bigoted people. I would like to think that goes both ways. I'm not saying Democrats are perfect. I'm not saying Democrats, their voters, their representatives are not racist or not bigot. I'm sure they are. But at least I want to say this will lead to a road to where she doesn't ever utter the words, "There's no such thing as racism today." I think that's too far of a leap, because people like Candace don't care about what's actually going on around them. They don't care about actual facts. They don't care about actual conditions. They don't care about cause and effect with slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and how that plays a part today. They don't care about that. All they care about is saying what needs to be said to get that money. So honestly, I don't think there's no hope. There's no, oh man, Candace, she might, like, no. That's why I'm actually kind of happy. I hope this is embarrassing for her. I hope people will always consistently bring this up. I hope this video gets billions of views and people are laughing, because she does not care at the end of the day when this happens to anyone else. She doesn't care. But when it happens to her Englishman, her very English, not just English, very English man, then it's a problem. And I'm glad that the designer was well spoken, and he spoke up and said, it's not about race. It's not about the race. It's about the rhetoric. It's about the terrorism. It's about what they promote. It's about what they stand for. It's about what they've been pushing out into the world. I don't need business from people like that. If we had more people who were that solid when it comes to morality, because he could have been like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this money. I'm just gonna take their money and probably donate it. Or you know how some people try to justify working with people like that. Just no. You know what? No. And don't think so. I don't need that kind of money. I have enough self-respect that I don't need your money. Sometimes that's all you need. So I applaud him. I don't know what that means. He probably never see this video, but I honestly respect that more than a politician. Our politicians need to learn something from this. It's just so, I don't know. It almost just seems like this is not real. Like there's actually well-intent people out there who's willing to say no to money because he's expensive. They say he's expensive. He said no to their money to prove a point. We need more people like that. But am I wrong? Look me in the eye. Am I wrong for feeling excited, for feeling pleasure, for feeling some sort of joy out of this? Am I wrong? Like really? Like, am I wrong? I don't know. But if you think I'm wrong, you already know what to do. Let me know in the comments. And like always, let's have that conversation.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join the conversation by subscribing. Make sure to tune in next time, and like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.